If I look like absolute crap, I always do. Um, this video was actually really tough for me to make. I had a couple days to think about it, and you already saw the title, so you know, me and Jovi are not together anymore, and it is my fault. Uh, um, now I know that like during these types of scenarios, people like to pick a side and be like, "Oh, this person was terrible. That person was terrible." That was me. I was a terrible person. She was not. She was actually very, very, very compassionate with me the whole time, and I'm not proud of how things went. I didn't cheat. I want to just go ahead and make that abundantly clear. You have to take into consideration in order for me to cheat, a lady would have to be comfortable seeing this without clothes on. Good luck trying to find anybody brave enough for that. But but no, I didn't cheat, and I don't think that there was like any, like I don't know if there was any like there was a lot of disagreements that would happen. Um, Needless to say, I can't stress this enough. Jovi was great. She was funny, she was smart, she was kind, she was compassionate. She had like a lot of awesome. She did like a lot of great things in our relationships. I was the one who wasn't picking up my. I was the one who wasn't picking up my weight. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't doing my fair share. Basically, there was things in a relationship that she wanted to be done, and I, as a boyfriend, just couldn't do them. I would say straight up all the time that these are things, like she was just basically telling me straight up, these are things that I would want you to do, and I would say I can't do those things, and that was kind of what sparked a lot of our disagreements. It was just the fact that there would be like things that simple things like for example, she wanted me to be romantic. I'm not romantic, you know. I'm not a romantic person. Within me is still, and the sad part is that like there will be moments where I would actively try to do the things that she would want me to do, and I would do them incorrectly. And because I can't handle criticism, whenever she would say, "Hey, you didn't do this correctly," I would be like, "Yeah, but yeah, I did. I did all these," and it was just a lot of back and forth like that, And in my brain, I thought that I was doing an amazing job, and come to find out that I wasn't. And when she would tell me that I wasn't doing this amazing job, instead of me holding myself accountable and basically saying, you know what, I'm going to do better, I would get defensive. I would get very, very, I would get like very prideful. I would be like, yeah, but I did what you asked. Why, you know? And I'm that kind of person who, if I fail the first time, I just won't do it again. There's a there's a good chance that I probably won't do it again. So that would be like it would be like a lot of instances where I would mess up, try to fix the problem, break the problem even more, and then just leave it alone. And after a while, it became too much of that. You know what I'm saying? This is like, imagine like playing a game of baseball and just calling strike after strike after strike after strike after strike. You're supposed to only get three strikes, but for some strange reason, I'm getting like 100. You know, you know, and she just like she like I said, she was just so giving in this relationship. She just she made it very clear that she was willing to keep giving until I get better. And the problem was that I just couldn't get better. I was incapable of getting better, and I'm ashamed of myself for it because um, looking back, like I had a relationship before Jovi, and I don't like talking about it because that relationship didn't end on good terms either. And when me and Jovi, when me and Jovi stopped being together, I started to think about the relationship before her and how terrible that relationship was. And it started to kind of just sort of manifest in my brain. Just like I'm looking back, I'm just having all these flashbacks. And the first thing that's going on in my head is I'm the common denominator in these. It's my fault. I'm not good at this dating thing. I'm not good at being a boyfriend. I'm not good at, being in love. Inside of me is that, that's still that kid who was jealous that every other guy had a girlfriend, and I just saying to myself, I would never be that guy. And here I am. I just can't outgrow my own perceptions. I can't be a better person when it comes to dating or love or any of that stuff. And I'm just thinking about it, and it's just really sort of stressing me out because it's like I've always been the problem. It was always me. And rather than like, I can't stress this enough. Jovi was great. I can't stress enough how good she was in this relationship, and how terrible I was in this relationship. And rather than be angry at her or be like, see, this is the problem with women now. Instead, I'm just gonna go ahead and just hold myself accountable. I was not good in this relationship. She would, like I said, those things that she wanted that I just couldn't give. And rather than like, be okay with talking about it, or or try to like, find compromise, or just try to be a better person, I instead just reverted back to what I was used to doing. And she deserves better than that. So yeah. So there is going to be some moments where I'm going to probably make references to being single, and make jokes about, like, not dating anymore and stuff like that. And I just want y'all to understand, I still consider her to be a friend, even though I don't know if she considers me to be a friend still. I do know that, like, like, I don't see her as an enemy. I don't see her as a bad person. I honestly do hope that, should she ever consider dating again, she'll find somebody eons better than me. I just would prefer, like, I know for a fact that I'm not good at this dating thing, so I know that I would rather prefer to not date anymore. I would like rather prefer not to be, like, to not be in a relationship anymore. I don't like this idea of, you know, I don't like the idea of doing that because I'm not good at it. It's not easy. It doesn't feel fun. It just feels like, it just feels like a compilation of mistakes that I'm consistently getting called out on. And I don't know. It's like, I rather just have fun. I want, like, I don't get to have fun. I don't get to like have the delusion that that things are easy. I don't get to have easy. I don't get to have fun. I have to be working and stressed out and frustrated all the time. And the last thing I want is to be that way with somebody who I claim that I love. Um, you know, I wasted both of these ladies' time, my ex girlfriend and Jovi, and I'm sorry. Like, I know this much though, I'm not wasting anybody else's time because I definitely deserve to be single. Like, just looking back, I definitely deserve to be single.